Pardon the delay. Did everybody hear me? First of all, I was given over and over again 5 minutes. That's all I have. 90 years in 5 years. Try that, will you? 5 minutes. So, and where's this Mr. Campbell stuff? Anyway, thank you again, each and every one, for coming today. This is a day beyond my imagination could ever come to be. And I only wish that my wife Sybil was here to share it with me. Now, I came from Hastings County, next door. It's a pretty rough place, but there's some tough people who come from there. Started out with the traditional country school, rubber boots in the winter, bare feet in the summer, and throwing stones at the insulators on the bell telephone wires. One little story of humor. Oh, okay, thanks. There, thanks, John. One little story. One morning we were going to school, almost at the school. We were at old Henshaw's farm, and this rail fence, and there was a chipmunk on it, and he started to swear at us. And I don't take any lip for a chipmunk swearing at me, if need to say anybody else. So I made a run for him. He dashed into a hollow log that he was on. I told my companion to get the sticks and pound on that log. I put my cap over the end. Out he came into the cap. I stuffed the cap into my pocket. Off we went to school. Our class was called up to the front. I reached into my pocket to get the chipmunk, and I could still feel his before he bit me. But I pulled him out, held him up in front of the teacher. She jumped this high and that far back. Get that thing out of here, she said. Which I probably did. He took off like a shot up the tree. That was the height of my public schooling. On to high school. High school was pretty well a washout for me. I was a social basket case. If I saw a girl coming toward me, I'd run a mile the other way. After that, the next thing was the Air Force, and we didn't do so well there. I was slated for air crew, but the bureaucratic bubble, I didn't get my glasses properly organized, and I was downgraded to ground duties. I went on from there. This was 1943, so we started. Well, somehow once things started going one way, they keep on. And for some reason, I developed TB, which was a little bit something like AIDS was here a while ago. So I was put into a military hospital and spent, let's see, the next 4 years there, I guess, altogether. Now, this may seem like a pretty nasty sort of a start to life, but in that there was one shining happening to me, and that was that I met my dear wife, Sybil. She was saved my life. She was the star of my life, and I just can't praise her enough for all that she has done to my life too. Yeah, okay. All that she has done for me, all the time that we were married, almost 60 years. Now, we finished, we were married in 1948. We came to Peterborough because I'd been to Peterborough once before, and you sort of given a service guys a hot foot because we had a DVA hospital over here. It was the old General Electric, and there was a fire and it burnt the place down. And so we were lifted out on the snowbanks until they got us up the old Nichols. But we were so well treated by the people that we felt, and it was closer to my home, that we would settle in Peterborough, which we did. And we came down in June of 1949 in an old little old Chev Roadster. And of course, Sybil was well pregnantized. That's part of the story for the returning service people. And I went to old John A. McCone's Business College to learn how to do something. And from there, I got a job down at Yellow Valley Milk House. down the corner of the park in Lansdowne. They were kind enough to take me in and hold on to me until I was established. And many, many, many happy associations there, and many fine groups. Particularly, I met a person by the name of Ken Gray. We don't have time, but if anybody knows anything about Ken Gray, he was one fantastic man. If you don't know anything about him, ask your neighbor, who probably does. And he's just one of the finest people I've ever met. He was a very close friend of mine, and my family as well. So then we retired, and we had a very, very happy retirement. Barbara has listed quite a lot of what we have, our travels, and I don't think there's anything more than anything I missed. I tried not to with Campbell and Ken Green. And oh yes, on your computer, look up Abbey North, Halliburton. Oh, all right. Oh, sorry. John has just reminded me. Son John just reminded me of something else that I want to emphasize before I close off, and that is, you all probably know that I have had a great hobby has been interested in political affairs down through the years. We won't elaborate on that. This is a political free gathering. But what I want to do is for everybody to vote. Everybody to vote. I hope there isn't anybody in this hall that hasn't voted, and we'll keep on voting. And we'll urge everybody to know to vote. And I want to emphasize that my father was in World War I and suffered a great deal from his service. And to think that you don't, and I'm sure many other people the same, and what a dishonor we do them if we don't turn out and vote after the satisfactions, the sacrifices that they have made is incomparable. Please remember that. If you don't remember anything else, vote. On all elections. I don't care what color, red, green, blue, white, whatever. Although if you are a little bit puzzled and need some help, come and see me later on. Come and see me later on. For the moment, it's open house. And we've had so many fine leaders that were not prime ministers, like Tommy Douglas and many more, Bob Stanfield, many fine people. But the system is such we can only have one prime minister at a time. Now, I think we'll close off with that. Ross. Yeah. Now, Ross, put your hand up. Now. All right. When I started out to plan this, my few remarks, I asked a few people what would they expect to hear from a 90-year-old man on his birthday. And Ross, who was a trigger sharp mind, like a shot said, wasn't worth it. Ross, I want to tell you today, it was worth every minute of the 90 years.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell, for that lovely speech. I don't know how to top that one. It was part speech and part like to get out there and vote. So in the next Ontario election, I'm going to watch for the vote percentage, the voter turnout, and if it's gone up, I will personally thank Ken Campbell for getting everyone out in Peterborough, Ontario. Our next speaker is Mr.